Off to the range. Who doesn't love going to the range? Well, there's going to be some boring stuff at the start of the video, like this. I'm just going to ask you to watch this portion of the video before we're fast forwarding to all the cool stuff and the results, and listen to this disclaimer. Possibly eliminate some confusion regarding 8mm Mausers, their variants, and different organizational standards for ammunition. And here's where things get interesting / weird. There are older 8mm Mausers, surplus rifles, that have a 0.318 inch diameter bore, and newer variants that have a 0.323 inch diameter bore. Not all 8mm Mausers are equal in every respect. There are pressure differences to what each rifle can handle for ammunition. And because of these differences, a lot of commercial 8mm Mauser ammunition has been dumbed down to what a lot of people call lawyer loads, for liability reasons. This is so that if you try to fire a higher power, larger diameter bullet into a lower diameter bore variant, you don't end up picking parts of the rifle out of your face. So please familiarize yourself with your rifle and its bore size, at the variant, before attempting to reload ammunition for it. Never trust anyone, including myself, when it comes to reloading without verifying in reloading manuals, doing a lot of reading and trusted websites, and any books you can get your hands on. In my case, I'll be reloading to the CIP, the KIP, European Full Power Standard, which is, stands for Permanent International Commission for Portable Firearms Testing, versus the lower power SAMI North American Designation Standard, and that's Sporting Arms and Ammunition Manufacturers Institute. And that's because I know in my case, I know my bore size, I know my 8mm Mauser variant that I'm reloading for, and the pressures it was designed for. So I verify my loads in a program called Quickload to give me a better idea of the pressures of each load. So now on to the cool stuff, the results, and what I've come with so far. So here we go. So here's my Yugoslavian M48A Mauser, and you'll notice that there's a scope mount on that. And a little further up in the video, I got the Badace Tactical link, so you can see what that cost. And I threw a fixed 10 power scope on it, and I just wanted to find out what this rifle can do. Versus shooting through iron sights, there's too much play in that. So I throw the scope on it. There's no alteration to the rifle. There's no holes drilled in it, anything along those lines. Basically what you're doing is you're using the front sight mount and taking that pin out and sliding this in, and then at the top here you'll see that there's a couple of screws that go right into the rifle itself, obviously with some blue Loctite. And then if you go a little bit further back on the receiver, you'll see there's one more right there, and that's it. It's on there, it's not going anywhere. And you slide that scope on there and you're teed up. So that was the starting point for this rifle. And I think it's a beautiful rifle with the elm stock. And as soon as you drop a round into that fixed box mag, you can tell that it's quite well made. And once you get out to the range, you'll find out that, at least I was surprised. I was going to do a K31 Swiss originally, but we started off with this 8mm because it's easier to get a hold of brass. And I can resize 30-06 brass, cut them down. Works out beautifully. Money savings, right? And then try to stick to the longer 195 or 196 grain bullets. I think that's what the Germans sort of intended for this rifle. A little bit more accuracy, I think, based on the throat of the rifle. But it's a beautiful rifle. Love it so far. Hey, so it begins 47.5 grains IMR4350, 2.128 inches. I didn't care for my hold that I had off the rest, so you'll see in the next slide I'm going to shoot this grouping again, but that's not such a bad start. And why IMR4350? It's because we had a pound of it, and I thought we'd try it just to see. Maybe there were other choices that were better, but it's not a bad start. So I'd say so far so good. And here's my second grouping. This is with a much better hold, 1.479. So that's pretty respectable for an old surplus rifle, and that's at 100 meters. I know the target says 100 yards, but then we tried 48 grains, and this is with the bolt tail hollow point, so it's going to group differently, different bolt length, but 2.798, and that's not what I'm looking for. That's also on the lower end of the range. Accuracy is great, but power is going to be down. 51 grains, 2.171. So we're going to go from low to high, but it's opening up a little bit at 51 grains. So we're going to see if we can do a little bit better here. 52, 2.432 inches. Again, not the greatest. And you can see here from Quickload, 52.5 grains is going to be, let's see what that is, 2,528 feet per second. 2.489, and nothing to write home about there. That's too big for me. Next one, 53 grains. I think this is where the magic's going to start to happen. Pressure's going up. We're at 2,553 feet per second. And I just had 2 of them loose, so I'll have to shoot a proper 5-round group next time, but that's 0.84. Just wanted to see if they'd be close together. Next one, 53.7. Pressure's again starting to climb, and we're at 2,594 feet per second. And I think this is about where it's starting to tighten up again. We're at 1.962 MOA. So there's going to be a low group, I think, a low accuracy node and a high accuracy node. So now we're getting into the higher side. Target 9, 53.7 grains, IMR4350. Target number 9, bottom left corner. So 53.7 grains here at 2,604 feet per second through Quickload. Pressure's starting to go up again, but I think the accuracy node's going to kick in here right away. I would have loved to do more audio and video from the range, but it cuts out because of the shooting. 1.542 inches, so not bad, and I didn't even like my hold, so I'm going to have to reproduce this. So I'm going to shoot a bunch in the 53 to 54 range. 54 grains, 1.083 MOA, and that's with the boat tail hollow points. So the boat tail hollow points like the very low and the very high end of the range. I'm going to do most of my shooting, like I said, in the 53 to 54 grain range next time, with some 198 point PRVI PPU soft points. So I think that's where we're going to focus, because I think that's the rounds that we're going to shoot. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. I'm going to put some other videos together. I have a bunch of rifles that shoot 0.3, 0.5 MOA, and I've reloaded for them, 223, 308 caliber, that type of thing, with various rifles. So I can show you some of the modifications we made to them, changing the stocks out, that type of thing, different types of rails, but getting incredible accuracy. Some of the commercial ammunition, you're paying $50-$60 a box, and I have testing that shows that you're around 1 MOA to 1.3 MOA, but I'm shooting groups that are 0.3 to 0.5 MOA groups, and very easy to reproduce. It's a standard Savage rifle in 223, and the same thing in my heavy barrel 308. So I'll be posting those videos too. So please like, subscribe, and I'll put some video together, and maybe I can save you a couple bucks and get you shooting half MOA, 1 MOA for a fraction of off-the-shelf ammo pricing. So thanks again. See you soon.